r/AskReddit, serious, urban explorers, tunnel rats and graffiti artists, what is the strangest/scariest thing that you've seen whilst exploring? ***ATTENTION, serious, tag notice. **Jokes, puns, and off-topic comments are not permitted in ***ANY** comment, parent, or child. **Parent comments that aren't from the target group will be removed, along with their child replies. **Report comments that violate these rules. Posts that have few relevant answers within the first hour, and posts that are not appropriate for the serious tag will be removed. Consider doing an AMA request instead. Thanks for your cooperation and enjoy the discussion. I'm a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit, /message/compose/to=r/AskReddit if you have any questions or concerns. Former graffiti artist here, went with a few mates to paint a spot at around 12 AM. The spot was an old train repair workshop or something similar, so it was pretty rundown, but there were supposedly squatters that lived there from time to time. Little did we know that the squatters who'd been living there previously set up some booby traps, just your usual wood planks with nails sticking up, but the booby trap that stuck out the most was a particularly nasty trap, a tripwire rigged up to a wood plank with about 4 used syringes attached to it. Had my mates and I not been looking for booby traps, one of us would have walked into it. Some people are messed up in the head. Used syringes, that's taking things to a whole new level. I wasn't a graffiti artist, I was just with my friend, who was one point. This all happened 3 years ago. So in Europe there are a lot of WW2 bunkers that aren't discovered. Well, my friend found one that hasn't been explored yet. And my 14-year-old brain was like ***HELLYES***. So the next day we went, and we found a bunch of meth and a bunch of syringes ***We booked out of there as fast as we could. Removed. I went down into the steam tunnels under the university. They went 4 miles, and it was easy to get lost. It was mostly conduit and construction crew lighting. I was inspired by the book Mazes and Monsters about some college kids who would go down in the steam tunnels to play D&D. One kid in the book got too detached from reality though and took his own life. The scariest part was actually jumping down into a hole that there was no way to climb out of. We just had to find our way out by taking random turns and popping out in a totally different place. Hey, I haven't watched the movie, but it sounds thrilling and just my type of movie. But the sentence you wrote, one kid got too detached from reality though and took his own life. Do you mean a kid from the movie or one of your friends? Years ago, a buddy and I were in a creepy old abandoned 2-story house in a fairly nice residential neighborhood. We were looking at what was left behind on the bottom floor for 10 minutes or so, talking about going upstairs, but the stairs looked exceptionally dilapidated. As we were at the base of the stairs, there is suddenly a huge booming noise from upstairs, like someone dropping a bowling ball on the ground. We booked it the fuck out of there and ran for a good block before we got our wits about us. Maybe someone was up there doing compound lifts. House was demolished soon after. I'm a college student in the Philippines. Every day I have to walk in the underpass to go home. My college is just a 10-minute walk from my apartment. Sometimes I call an Uber, but most of the times I like to walk home. One time, it was already almost 12 AM that I'm able to go home because I had multiple schoolworks to do with my fellow classmates. My girlfriend offered a ride home, but I insisted on walking. She told me to call her once I reach home. You see, in our country, there are a lot of cases about rape/murder. You can look it up in Google. I'm not that afraid of walking home alone at 12 AM because I'm confident that nothing bad will happen to me until I came across the underpass that I pass through every single day, and there were people shouting. They were drunk, smoking cigars. There were also teenage girls tied up and naked. They were also crying. I gasped so loudly and they turned around and saw me. At this point, I was shaking, and I slowly backed the hell up. While slowly backing up, a man in his 30s grinned at me and counted to 3 and shouts "Papuntanakao," which translates to "Here I come." So I ran. He was drunk, dirty, and half naked. I didn't care which way I ran, as long as I'm safe. Thankfully, I ran into a street where there are people, and I was shouting for help. The people who helped me were college students too. I think they were drinking alcohol outside their friend's house. They approached me and calmed me down. One of their friends, a girl, offered me a ride home. And #X200B. This happened 2 years ago, first year college. I'm now in my 3rd year. I'm a girl, and in our school, we are required to wear uniforms. On that day, I was wearing a white blouse, pencil cut skirt and a 1.5-inch heels. The college students who helped me turns out to be in the same college I attend to. We became friends eventually. The underpass was already addressed by police officials/authorities. I called the police soon after I was able to calm down. I believe they were able to rescue the teenage girls. Finally, a thread that fits what happened to us in 2010 or 2009. We had just finished upper secondary high school, elementary 7 years and duty, high school 3 years and duty, upper secondary 3 years and duty, university. We made a little tradition where we went exploring this forest close to our childhood homes every time someone left town for army, college, etc. There were rumors and actual events that people hung themselves in that forest, and one body was found a few years before we went there. The rumors were saying that it was a person who escaped from the mental institution that is on the other side of the forest/mountain. The mental institution was real and was known for housing violent people, and once in a while we would read news about violent stabbings and shit on the institution. In 2016, a young girl was stabbed while working by one of the people who ran away from this place. The girl was just stocking the shelves when this psycho-unstable mental patient stabbed her ultra-violently in the chest and face until she died on the spot. Back to the story. We made a tradition where we went sleeping in this forest with a fireplace, candy, some 420 and hot dogs, steaks, and stuff, right up in the middle on top, with a stunning view of our old high school and local shops, houses we've been to, playgrounds and football fields we used to spend our days on. We did it plenty of times, and always brought flashlight and joints, so we could walk in the pitch black forest and explore to see if we could find traces of anything at all, really. We wanted to find fugitives hidden at places, people who had hung themselves, suicide notes or anything interesting. And #X200B. We didn't find shit the first 2 times, but it was still thrilling and cozy, and a perfect goodbye for nothing for the guys, so we kept doing it. The 3rd time we went, we walked a different route, because we parked our cars at another place. We used to park at the school, but we figured we should park in a hidden place in case some janitor or neighbor sees our cars and starts making trouble, call for towing, or write down the reg number and stuff, since it was after school was closed. We just didn't want anyone to know we were there. And #X200B. On the way up, we see a small pit down the hill with some items laying around, and when we go closer we see a white shirt with blood on it, with the logo of the mental institution down the hill. It was like 3 to 4 kilometers away, so it wasn't exactly just down the hill. We were all scared as fuck, like holy fuck, there's blood. And everyone started looking around and got nervous, and the one who touched the cloth shirt was really anxious about it. First it was like fuck, this guy probably have AIDS and shit, then it turned into what if something happened to him, what if he died, and I touched his blood, and we were just chuckling it off like don't worry Mayo, we were all here and saw it, we will make sure you won't get arrested. And #X200B. We rushed back to our site, where all of our things were, lit some joints, and talked about it. We were still slightly shaking, and wondered what could have happened. Did he start to bleed here, or at the mental home, and why did he bleed? Probably just cut himself on some trees, or fell or something. It all becomes quiet, we lay down and talk softly to each other. Suddenly we hear our friend with his deep voice hello, he aloo, to something behind us. We all sit up and my eyes got fucking enormous. It was literally a human-sized humanoid there in a pit black robe, so we could only see the outline of his pale face. It felt like 30 minutes, but the whole thing ended in 5 minutes, at most. And amp, #X200B. We all tried to wave and say hey, who are you? And very vague sentences to get some response. This fucking thing just stood there like nothing, staring at us without making a sound. We tried to lob a wooden stick close to it just to get a response, and we did. The thing suddenly started shifting its shape, so we thought it'll move, but it changed its posture from standing with a bent back to squatting straight in front of us. My eyes are extremely sharp for some reason, and I focused my eyes hard to try to see the face, and I really couldn't. The area around the eye was completely dark and shadowed out. Out of nowhere the thing turns around and lunges itself back up the hill where it came from and disappeared from our vision in 20 seconds. We were all frightened as fuck and packed our shit and moved towards the car. When we reached our cars, our jaws dropped. All of the wipers on all the cars, the front and back, was pulled straight out and thrown on the ground in front of the car. Someone had walked to our cars and pulled out the wipers just to throw them in front of the car as vandalism or as a punishment for coming too close or something in a completely remote area where there shouldn't have been anyone except normal, responsible people who walk their dogs, possibly. And amp, #X200B. To this day, we are not sure what it was that came to interact with us in the forest. And amp, #X200B. For all we know, it could have been a huge moose and our minds played some tricks that made it look like a human. It was so fucking dark. But that doesn't explain the wipers on the cars, which we can't figure any logical explanation to. Make sure to like and subscribe.